guys, what's up? It's Sunday, and this week we are all answering questions submitted by all the other girls on the channel. So let's get started. Trey wants to know, did you ever want to compete in the Olympics? So if any of you guys didn't know, I was a gymnast. I competed all the way through college, all that good stuff. So yeah, I think anyone who ever competes in a sport, when they're little at least, wants to go to the Olympics. That's the dream. I moved away from my parents when I was little. I trained at like really good gyms and things like that, but I was never the coach's favorite. I'm a little bit tall for a gymnast. I'm 5'6", so that's a little bit abnormal. I just wasn't the typical gymnast type, and I got as far as I did because I worked my ass off, and every time somebody told me, you're not ever going to be any good, you're not built to be a gymnast, I just took that as, I'm going to prove you wrong. So yeah, I wanted to be in the Olympics, but as much as I wanted it, I don't think it was ever really going to happen for me. Side note, if you guys ever want to see a video of me doing gymnastics, I do have one posted on my personal channel, and I always have the link to my personal YouTube channel posted below. Maddie wants to know what my favorite gymnastics event and trick on it was. So my favorite event was always floor. I liked floor. I'm a little bit of a ham. I liked the dance and I like the tumbling and all of that. But my favorite trick was on bars. So I did 2 tricks on bars that were a little bit unusual for gymnastics, in that not as many people performed them. So one was called a double Arabian. It was my dismount off the bar. So basically I did a half twist and then a double front flip off the bars and then landed. So that was pretty cool. And then the other trick that I really liked doing was called a Delchev. So for most of you that don't know gymnastics, this all just sounds like some nonsense crap to you. But that was also, I did a half twist, front flip, and then I re-caught the bar again. So both of those were pretty cool, and not a lot of people did them. Presley wants to know, do you ever miss the touch and feel of a man? No. To put it simply, no, I do not. Men are hairy, no. Haley wants to know what my dream honeymoon vacation location is. Anywhere where a beach is involved. I love the ocean, I love warm weather, so if I could take my honeymoon to somewhere that a beach is located, that would be great and wonderful for me. Kayla wants to know, how many sister wives do you have and how many do you want? So this is a joke because I always talk about how I live in Utah, and the big joke about Utah is that we're all polygamists here. And one time Shawnee made a joke about the fact that she's going to start taking on additional wives besides myself, and I said, okay, that's fine, as long as I get to have a say in who my other wife is, my other sister wife is. So apparently, if you haven't watched Kai's video this week, Kai's already volunteered to be our other sister wife, so that's great. That just, you know, checks that one off the list and makes my choice even easier. So Kai, whenever you and your girlfriend are ready to move to Utah, we'll just put you right in our spare bedroom, and we'll just be all one gay, polygamous mess in this house. Lauren wants to know, if I could have any of the powers from X-Men, whose would you choose and why? This is maybe the coolest question, I think, out of all the questions that were asked this week. And maybe that's just my inner nerd talking a little bit. And I had to think about this one really hard because there's so many cool X-Men powers. Really. I think it would either come down to, I would choose Mystique's power, so being able to shapeshift into anybody I wanted, or I would choose the power to read people's minds. I've been dreading this question all week. This is what I have to say to you, Cassandra, for asking this question. Cassandra wants to know how Shawnee and I feel about strap-ons. Am I red? Do I look embarrassed now? Can I be like Maddie? Do I get like a pass on this? Let's just say that we may or may not own one, but the mythical device that we may or may not own probably doesn't get used a lot. We prefer things the old-fashioned way. The last question comes from Kai, and Kai wants to know how I proposed. And I'm pretty sure she already knows the answer to this, but I've never actually said it in a video, so I guess I'll let you guys know how I proposed to Shawnee. It wasn't how I planned. I had already bought the ring. It had been sitting in my drawer for like 2 weeks, and I had this plan that I was going to propose to her on Easter, and I was going to do this Easter egg hunt, and it was going to be great. But the thing about me is I tell Shawnee everything. She's my best friend, and so keeping this ring a secret from her for 2 weeks was like absolutely killing me. And so one night we were sitting around and she was giving me all this crap about how I am not spontaneous, I'm boring, this and that, I never do anything out of the ordinary, like I have to plan everything. And so I'm sitting here thinking, you don't know, I just bought you a ring, I'm planning on proposing to you. She had no idea. She had no idea that I was going to propose to her, because the whole time it's always been when I propose to you, when I buy you a ring, so she had no idea. So we decided to do something spontaneous and jumped in the car, decided to go up to the Utah State Capitol building, which is on a big gorgeous hill, overlooks the entire city, and I decided to last minute grab the ring and stick it in my pocket, just in case the right moment presented itself. And so we go up to the Capitol, we're sitting, we're looking out at the city, and she starts jokingly talking about, well, what would you do if I proposed to you right now? And so I'm laughing at her a little bit, and she like gets up and like starts acting like she's gonna propose to me, and in my mind I'm thinking, no, there's no way you're gonna do this to me right now, because I have this ring in my pocket for her. And so she fakes me out, and we laugh about it a little bit, and so then I decide that this is the moment, because she kind of set herself up for this. And so I get up and say, well, what would you do if I proposed to you right now? And she rolls her eyes at me and laughs, because she doesn't think that there's any way I would ever do this. And so I get down on one knee and, you know, do the spiel, and I have my hand in my pocket, and she's like, well, it doesn't count unless you have a ring. And so I pull the ring box out of my pocket, and she just stares at me, because I think she still thought I was tricking her. And then I opened it, and it had the ring inside, and she just started crying, and it was perfect. It was not what I had planned, but it was good, and it was very us. Those were all my questions for this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this week. It was kind of fun for us to be able to mess with each other a little bit. So I love you guys. Hope you had a great week, and for everyone in the United States, hope you enjoy the day off tomorrow, because I know I am going to enjoy an extra day off. So I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!